Hey there traders, welcome to this week's Forex Forecast and Trade Setups video. Here I'll be showing you how I'm viewing the market, what pairs I'll be paying attention to, and we've got some great looking setups this week I'm excited to show you. Let's get into it. What is going on, traders? Welcome to Price Action Nation, where we help you go from indicator overload and analysis paralysis to finally trading with clarity and confidence. Here we focus on helping traders become independently profitable by focusing on pure price action. So if you're new, please support the channel and consider subscribing. Alright guys, the first pair we're going to take a look at is the dollar index. I've got a daily chart pulled up. We've kept an eye on this, expecting the breakdown, knowing that price could hold, which so far it's been holding. We could see a test all the way back up to the top, breaking these highs. If that's the case, we're going to be looking for additional downside from there. However, as we ended the week, we saw a pretty aggressive move down. We had this nice trend line that was being respected. The market was having some great compliance with. And then, of course, we had this big break, retest, and then this strong continuation move back to the downside. So as it stands right now, for the short term, I'd be looking for short to medium term. I'd be looking for short trades. That's definitely our outlook for the time being. However, you don't want to be looking to get in anytime soon. What you're going to want to wait for is a correction back up. First area of interest would be that level there, and then look to short from there back down, and that would offer a really nice risk to reward. Euro dollar daily. What we're looking at here is price has been in this very long, prolonged corrective structure here, and this is going down. We're going to see either a move down there short term. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case the way things ended on Friday, but certainly if things do end up coming back up to this high, we're going to be looking to get in short there for this wave back to the downside there. So let's go down to a 60-minute chart and we'll see on the smaller time frame. We had price coming down, respecting this trend line, the breakout. In fact, it was, I believe, Wednesday night. I was eyeballing a long entry here, which didn't pan out. We had the ECB with Draghi that morning, which caused a bit of a flurry, complete reversal back up. So I'm viewing this as nothing more than just a stop run down here. If we view back out this big picture view, anybody who's long, you got to take into consideration where those stops are that they're going to be having on their long entries, and they're going to be below these lows, aren't they? So as price came down, flushed out the stops, it cleared the way for this strong, very vertical move up, this impulsive move up. And for now, here's your game plan. Outlook is bullish. We're going to be looking for long trades. We're going to let this thing pull back and take a breather before the additional upside here. Just like how this pattern right here developed, I actually had a couple traders that got in right here and rode this thing down all the way for a really nice move. Well, you can just simply copy, paste, and invert that setup right there, because that's basically what we're looking for here. So patience is the name of the game. I'm really liking this for a short-term play on the euro. Let this come back down. We've got FOMC this week to pay attention to, and then look for that nice move back up to the upside. Especially if we see price come back down into these lows, that would be a really great price to look to get into. Dollar CAD daily. Here the outlook is definitely bullish longer term. To zoom out here, you can see this trend line as price was coming down very correctively. Actually, myself and some of our traders got in right down here, rolled this sucker up. You can look to add to your positions, or if you're not in, look to get in from here. However, you're going to want to wait for a smaller time frame correction before getting in. So we just got done with this really strong impulsive move up. I'm actually seeing the real possibility we could see price come back up and test these highs back up here, up to $1.03. Let's go down to a 60-minute chart. Here we can see price is just coming back very correctively. So, and these corrections can really develop to be quite lengthy, just like this did right back here. Okay, now this is bigger. Let's go back to a daily, but you can see how this one developed through here, and it took quite some time. So we could see something very similar on a smaller time frame with this, just correcting right through here before it ends up taking off again. But I'm definitely a bull, and especially if we do see a big enough correction, it is possible we could see this come back to this trend line before it takes off again as well. Alright, dollar CAD, there's absolutely zero surprise on this. Myself and my traders, we've been looking at this definitely with a bearish outlook. In fact, back on the 25th, posted this reminder to our members about getting in short, or looking for shorts at least, as this was just teeing up to head back down. Of course, we did see that very nice strong move down. So the outlook hasn't changed at all. Now it's just a matter of being patient if you're already in the trade. If you're not in this already, what you're going to want to do is wait for this to pull back, let it correct, and then get in before the next impulsive wave down. Aussie dollar. This is one that I have we're definitely long-term bulls on this. On the shorter term, waiting for it to correct, it came right back down to this buy zone that I was anticipating. Of course, from that moment, price shot off like a rocket. It's been in this bigger consolidation through here, or correction through here, has taken off. Now what you're going to want to do is wait for just an even more of a minor correction to the downside before price takes off again like that. So if you come back and look at something like this, you see how price corrected here before it went down. That's exactly what you're going to want to look for, but over here. You just wait for that to correct before the next move up. Kiwi dollar daily. The outlook is bullish for the time being, more of a mid-range bullish outlook, as this is setting up to continue up higher. I am expecting a completion of this formation, this price formation up here. As it does, this is definitely the area of interest that you're going to want to look to get in short. This is a fantastic opportunity or setup for the downside as this develops. We got some really nice confluence of resistance and a great supply zone right there as well. So look for the shorts from there and ride it back down. Now to some fun stuff. We're going to be diving into the pound pairs. Let's start off with the pound CAD. This is a very high interest trade to me, and you want to be getting in short, looking for the shorts. Do not be entering. This is why a big picture view is so valuable, because you don't want to be buying at the highs. You don't want to be buying the tops. So at any moment, price could drop. It could happen at any time. It could go up for a little bit of additional upside, which is certainly very possible. We've already had a break of the high right here. You can see price spiking up, clearing those highs, where we could at any moment see this continue to drop. So don't be on the lookout for longs. Want to be on the lookout for going short. Pound Kiwi daily. Big picture eagle eye view of the market. What it's going to show you is that we've got this really nice symmetry going on in the market. Beautiful support and resistance, as this has been creating this fantastic structure over the last couple of years. Right here, big strong break of this very well respected, very long-term historical support. Strong break, coming back up to that area, retesting it. Friday we already saw a major rejection as it kissed that level, and expecting this move back down, at least back down to that support. Here's a little bit more zoomed in view of this trade setup. This area through here is an area of interest to me. Like I said, you can see how that just came up and kissed that level. This is nothing more than just a simple ABC correction up. We're looking for this to head back down to those lows. Very great risk reward on this one. Pound Aussie daily. Here's another interesting one. All of the pound pairs, the ones we're looking at, the trades with the most opportunity are to the downside. So tap the brakes if you're already in long, or if you're thinking about getting in long. Pound Aussie's no different. We saw price come up to these major highs, took him out, Had a nice stop run there, and then the big strong move down already as the market closed on Friday. So heaps of downside potential here. This is simply just a corrective move up, looking for the next move down. Pound yen daily. Now, my outlook here is overall bullish. Long term, I see price coming back up, at least back up to 150, up to these highs here. However, for the time being, this is setting up for downside. So look for any sell setups that you can see developing. For instance, on the 4-hour chart, you can see we've got this corrective wedge moving up, where, like I said, in the short to medium term, looking for the downward move, but that down move is actually going to be the attractive setup for the next wave up. All right, Euro Kiwi 4-hour, we had this strong impulsive move up. Price has been correcting back to the downside. At any moment it could take off again. Anywhere in this area would be a good place to be looking for any buy setups. Aussie Kiwi. All right, let me really get zoomed out to give you this big picture view. This wave right here, this multi-hundred pip run on the Aussie Kiwi, that's really the trade that has me most interested. So my outlook is bullish. I want to be looking for opportunities to get in long on this. In fact, back towards the end of the year, this is where I was looking to get in long on the Aussie Kiwi. Price shot up from that level. We had a bit of a pullback this week, which again is just going to serve a greater opportunity and a better price to get in long. In fact, for the short term, this is still looking like it's going to be coming down even further and break these lows. So you could really actually play this if you wanted to short term. For any day traders out there, or even very small swing trades, you could play this trade to the downside, but exercise caution on that one, because the moment it breaks those lows, it could take off again. We're at an area of pretty decent support. You can see right down here that I've got labeled. You don't want to be, although price could break that, I'm not expecting it to. This is just a very short-term trade. It could break those lows, and then once it does, look for that move. Aussie Franc daily, we've got this trend line in play here, providing some excellent structure to the upside. So short term, I would be looking for longs. Once price gets up to here, we're going to be looking for the bigger shorts. Euro Franc daily, I'm bullish on the Euro Franc. We had a really nice short-term sell setup actually right here last week that we had our eyes on. Nice break of the trend line, came all the way back down very aggressively. Nice corrective price pattern here as price hit and bounced back up. So keep your eye on the lookout for longs. Look for this kind of a correction and that next impulsive move. All right, basically what you're going to want to do is keep an eye out for something like this. You have the big strong move, bit of a correction right here, and then that next impulsive move. So here's the strong impulsive move, wait for that correction, and then that next up move. Kiwi yen daily, long-term bullish, at least back up to the top of this trend line. The bigger trade is going to be the breakout of the structure and the retest of these other highs. There's really good evidence technically that we're going to see eventually this move is coming. So I would be taking advantage of any long-term setups that you see on smaller time frames. We've had a lot of short-term long setups here as price has been correcting and heading higher. You could continue to just play that game, wait for this to pull back, get in long for the next trade in the hope that you're able to time that trade for when that wave happens, you're not missing out. Even though short-term trades add up and can be really profitable, if all that we see is a move back up to there's a few hundred pips, and the bigger move up to there that you're not going to want to miss out on is going to be close to 1,000 pip move too. Here's a weekly outlook, weekly chart. I am expecting price to come at least back to these highs, to the tops of these highs, 7,900, 400 pip move there in the making. If not breaking these highs and coming back up to the top of this structure here that we see price has formed over the last couple of years. Let's go down to a smaller time frame and we can see this has been moving up and up and up and up and up. However, it is showing some signs of a breakdown happening. So short to medium term, I would be on the lookout for shorts. This may actually be a level that you could look to get in for the short term. We could see a move like this back down. If price does come back down, I would be eyeballing any longs for that next wave up there. Here's a look at the DAX. We'll take a look at one stock index for the week. Really nice corrective structure here, a very known price pattern that we have as price came back down. Very strong move up. I'm expecting this to come back up to the highs. Look for longs on your smaller time frames. Here's a 4-hour chart on the DAX. Wait for a correction. Look for this to pull back, break, correct, and then look for the next trade up. Alright, so let's take a look at oil. We're going to start off by looking at Brent. This is an 8-hour chart. I am expecting this to continue up a little bit higher, but that's not where the opportunity is. So unless you're already in long from the bottom riding this up, I would just stay on the sidelines. Look for this to come up just a little bit higher, and once it does reach this level, be looking to take out a bunch of the stops up here, come test this strong area of support, and then look to get in short in that area for that move, at least back down to this 55 level. And if we're going to look at Brent, let's look at WTI as well. So this was a trade myself as well as my members were eyeing and getting in. In fact, I got in towards the bottom of this, been riding it up ever since, taking some partial profits along the way. I'm still actually holding onto that trade right now. I'll be looking to close out of it up here with over 1,000 ticks of profit. But as we come up to this level, just like with Brent, we're going to be looking for shorts for that next ride back down, at least back to the 47 handle. And of course, our analysis would not be complete if we didn't end on the note of looking at some cryptos. Let's go ahead and start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin I am a long-term bull on, but even in the short to medium term, price is setting up with some really nice buy opportunities where price is coming down very, very timidly, very quietly, very mellow and mild. I'm expecting this next pop similar to what we saw here. So be keeping an eye out. We've got a price level right here. Price is holding. If you wanted a more conservative entry, I would wait for that low to be taken out. Wait for that move there, back to the bottom of this range, and then look to get in at least back up to those highs, if not higher. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum as well. This is a 4-hour chart. We've got a very similar price structure happening here with Ethereum, where price has been coming down, getting tighter and tighter and tighter, lots of sideways movement. This is the next wave you don't want to miss out on, at least back up to these highs, if not higher. Bear in mind, guys, I'm no fanboy of any particular cryptocurrency. I know there's a lot of people out there that they have fierce loyalties to some of these tokens versus others. I have no dog in the fight. I really don't care. I'm a fan of the technology and of blockchain. I'm a believer in it, but I'm no, super hyped up about any particular coin here. What I'm interested in, other than the technology, as a trader, I'm interested in what price is doing and what the price action is conveying and what it's communicating. And from that perspective, what the price action is communicating here, Ripple being no different than the two that we just looked at with Bitcoin and Ethereum, is that this is going up soon. I don't know when it is, but it's going to be going up, and that's a trade worth taking advantage of. Now, a lot of these you can't trade on margin, and you may not want to just due to the volatility. So always bear in mind your exit strategy, your money management, and your risk management. But this is a worthwhile trade getting in where there's limited downside. Although it could go down, it's limited, but the upside is really got some really nice profit potential behind it. Even if we just come back up and retest these highs, which I would expect at the very least is going to happen, if not breaking those highs and going higher, at least in the short to medium term. I'm not saying that this is going to go to the moon and make all-time highs, but that we will be seeing price revisit this sooner than later. Look at how long this correction has been through here, all the way back, well, what is that, beginning of January, even considering back to here, December. This has been consolidating or correcting for a month. Okay, so these types of corrective moves can take time. But how much time does it take for these strong impulsive moves? They're very quick, they're very sharp, they're very aggressive. So this could continue to correct and correct and correct. It could be days, weeks. However, you're not going to want to miss out on that next wave when it happens. And that's what I'm looking out for, and that's what my traders are going to be looking out for as well. Alright guys, that's going to wrap things up for this week's Forex Forecast Trade Setups Outlook video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you'll be with us next week when we do this. If you haven't already joined our Telegram channel, be sure to do so. There's a link in the comments section below. It's free, and there I'm going to be posting a lot of great trade ideas and keeping you guys updated and in the loop. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Wish you nothing but the best of luck in your trading, and we'll go ahead and see you next time.